There it is. 6 straight wins for the Toronto Raptors. Well, more or less 6 straight wins for the Toronto Raptors as they beat the Orlando Magic 131-112. And seeing T. Ross in a Magic jersey just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't like it. But it's the business, and the Raptors improved their team immensely. So we're happy with the moves. And a big one tonight as the Raptors get their 45th win of the season and are just 5 away from 50. If math, if you guys can do that, you're pretty good, all right? Now, the Raptors it was a really weird first quarter. No one was missing a shot. At one point, I think both teams were shooting 65%. It was literally, it was a mess. The quarter ended 35-34, and we're like, oh boy, this is going to be a slugfest. But in the second quarter, Raptors kept the ball going as they scored 38 points in that second quarter, but tightened it up defensively and only gave up 23. Very, very good job there. Third quarter rolls around, a little bit shaky one. Orlando gets 32, Raptors get 26, but fourth quarter, and it was a great way to end the third quarter. I think that's a big reason of why this team was kind of able to ease it into the fourth quarter. Great play by DeMar to get a good shot, and obviously get that last shot with about 3 seconds to go. Bad inbound pass from Bismack. He was telling everybody to go up. Nope, DeLon's right there, and makes the play, knocks down the 3, bang. Instead of being up 5 going into the fourth, you're up 10. And that's a big, big thing right there. And that's really what led the team to kind of, close the game the way they did. Beautiful win against, your former teammates. And, I had this feeling T. Ross was going to, have this crazy game. He did have 17 points on 8 of 14 shooting, so it wasn't that bad. He did pretty well. But the defense was shaky in the first quarter and the third quarter, yeah. And Orlando did shoot 49%. However, the Raptors shot 59% from the field and 67% from 3. That is ridiculous. That is not going to happen every game for this team. But when you do so, and your defense does their job behind the arc, as they only shot 20% to your 67%, that's a ridiculous number. You're giving your team a great chance to win, and they did in this one. Only 66% from the line, 23 of 35. I mean, any other game that would be a big issue, but in this one, when you're chucking the ball up and making shots left and right, I mean, you can miss a few free throws now and then. I mean, we out-rebounded them by 10. The Raptors did have 24 assists. Now, ideally, when the shot is going in, you're going to get a lot of assists. However, they did move the ball really well and got great shots. That's the reason why they were making their wide open shots. I mean, that's something we've been harping on, when they were not playing too well. They're getting the looks. They're just not knocking them down. And they did in this one. The ball was humming. It was beautiful ball movement. And there it is. You score 131 points. Now, I don't like the 112 given up, but you'll take the win nonetheless, right? I mean, the Raptors did have 8 blocks in this one. The one thing I don't really like is the 15 turnovers. But, again, your offense was going nuts, so I'll take it, but we'd like to clean that up a little bit more as time moves along. Now, if we're going specific players, Serge Ibaka, as usual, 16 points, 7 boards. He's 5 of 10 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3. Dynamite, beautiful. PJ Tucker was all right, 7 points, 5 boards in his 33 minutes of action, 3 of 5 shooting. Fine by me. I'm totally okay with that. JV, 17 points, 9 boards in 27 minutes. I thought he was pretty good, 7 of 9 shooting. I was really impressed with him. Corey Joseph had a big night. When he's starting, he's looking really good. I think he's averaging almost 13 points in his, 13 starts, if I'm not mistaken. In this one, he started, and he had 15 points, 6 boards, and 13 assists. I mean, Corey Joseph was all over it tonight. 6 of 10 shooting, was 1 of 1 from 3. He was great, but the man of the game, as usual, DeMar DeRozan, 36 points in this one, couple boards, 3 assists, 13 of 21 shooting for 61%. That is gorgeous. And it's funny because Orlando was doubling him and putting even 3 guys on him at some point. Somehow he shoots a ridiculous percentage and knocks down a ridiculous amount of shots. However, he was 9 of 14 from the line. That's not DeMar DeRozan. You got to clean that up. No, I'm kidding. I mean, it would be nice, but look, when you're getting 36 and you're shooting that percentage, I mean, you can have a little bit of a rough patch from the line. That's fine. Norm Powell had a big one, 16 points off the bench, 6 of 11 shooting. He was 4 of 6 from 3. That's more like Norm Powell. Not rushing his shots, not just chucking them up whenever he gets it. You know, being selective and being Norman Powell. That's all we want to see, is him being himself. You know, Jakob Poeltl had a rough, I think it was a rough third quarter. But I love how Dwayne Casey put him in right near the end. Obviously, Raptors were winning by a lot, so you're going to put those guys in. But he gave Poeltl a chance to kind of redeem himself, as he did really good to end that game. He looked pretty good down the stretch. You know, he ended up with 12 points, 4 boards. DeLon Wright was great. I mean, the team played really well. Patrick Patterson, not a lot of points. Obviously, a great game in the last one. Only took 3 shots in this one. But again, defense is what that guy takes pride on, and he was good again in this one. Hey, we got the win, 45 wins, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are getting absolutely slaughtered by the San Antonio Spurs. Now, why does that mean a lot? If you're asking that, well, let me recap the standings a little bit. If you've been checking the standings, you'll know that Boston and Cleveland are now tied for first, which is crazy. With Cleveland's loss, Boston has sole possession of first place by half a game. Now, the Raptors, however, with their win tonight and a Cleveland loss, we're 2.5 back. That's not impossible. I mean, you've got to look at this from a standpoint of Cleveland is really not playing well. The Raptors are playing really, really well. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games remaining, not including tonight's game. 8 after tonight's game. Your final game is in Cleveland. Now, it's not fun. But if they're not playing well, and you got to watch how Washington and San Antonio did it. Whatever word you want to use out of that. Washington got on Cleveland early and did not stop just pounding them into the ground, and Cleveland just couldn't do it. Same with San Antonio tonight. I mean, they were obliterating them from the get-go, you know, and they haven't been able to catch up as of this point, right? We can't look that far ahead. We can only worry about what our team does, right? That's all we can do. Us as Raptor fans, we should scream our heads off, and that's what we got to do. And be emotional. That's what we love to do. So next up for the Raptors. They're still at home. They have tonight was their first game of the 4-game homestand. Next up, Charlotte's coming to town, 7:30 on Wednesday. Kemba Walker, I mean, he always finds a way to fight the Raptors and score like the bajillion points. Obviously, it's not hypothetical, but you know, he always does a great job. So it's not going to be an easy game. Then you play Indiana. Again, not an easy game. Then you have Philly. No Joel Embiid, obviously, as he's done. You know, again, these are 3 games that are winnable if you play the way you've been playing of late. Obviously, the defense from tonight has to tighten up a little bit if you're going to want to win those games. But again, I mean, the Raptors played not so great defense against Chicago. And the 2 games after that, unbelievable. Right? So, they're not going to be great every single game on the defensive end. You know, tonight, the offense was cooking. And, let's keep the ball rolling. 6 straight wins. You know, I mean, they're playing great basketball. They're beating every team as of late, obviously. And they're right there. Half a game back of Washington, 3 back of Boston. But again, I don't expect to catch Boston with only 8 games left and them up 3 games as of right now. I don't expect that to happen. However, you know, Boston does have a fairly easy schedule as we go along. So, I mean, you don't expect it, but who knows what's going to happen. That's why we watch these games. Who expected Cleveland to be where they are right now? Not a lot of people. But they are. And we, us as Raptor fans, I think we love it. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and you enjoyed this game, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys thought of this game. Who impressed you? You know, let me know who looked real good in your opinion. And do you think the Raptors are going to catch Cleveland? That's what I want to know. I mean, in your guys' eyes, do you think we can do it? With a win tonight and a Cleveland loss, we're 2.5 back. They're playing not great. The Raptors are playing well. What do you think's going to happen? That's what I want to know. Also, follow the Twitter down in the description below, guys. We'll be tweeting a little bit, getting some tweets out to you guys. Follow that down below, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Leafs edition as they're at home taking on the Panthers. Obviously, Freddie Anderson not in the game. McElhinney getting the start, but it was good to see him back on the ice. But we don't know how long that's going to be before he gets in game time, but it's good to know it's getting a bit better, so it's not too serious. All right? And also, like we've been talking about, Raptors edition Wednesday night as the Charlotte Hornets are in town taking on the Toronto Raptors. 7:30 tip-off. We'll see you guys then.